Rare piece of guitar archaeology today. This is the Kasha Quikmod. Well, it looks like a self-contained tube preamp, and while it has two very exciting gain controls on here and an effects loop on the back, you do not simply plug your guitar into this and then plug the output into the front of your guitar amplifier. Oh no, you plug your guitar into this and then, look at this, you plug this into the first tube socket on your amplifier. So you actually replace the first tube in there. There is this ground wire that you have to connect. And if it kind of looks familiar, you would have seen some similar modern products on my channel before, like the Hotmod V2, which I really like. So not a totally foreign concept to me, but still, it's kind of wild seeing one of these in the flesh. This belongs to my buddy Jason, who has loaned me a bunch of great rack gear. Jason has also loaned me this Jake E. Lee ESP signature model as well, because Jake used the Kasha mod for a while. I forget which era, but I think there's a Japanese guitar article. Jason has sent it to me, so maybe I can overlay it here, talking about Jake's rig. So I actually don't know that many tunes outside of like Bark at the Moon and High Wire, so you're probably going to hear a lot of those in this video, but this is a really, really lovely guitar to play. I love the way it sounds as well and looks super cool. We'll hear this, we'll hear my 1990 Les Paul Custom with some burst buckers in it, and what I want to do is use my old Marshall 2959 that has been modded by Jason, no relation, at Headfirst amp. So basically, if you plug into the low input on this one, it is just a stock Marshall 1959 circuit. The reverb control on it has been refashioned as a master volume, so you turn that all the way up, and again, it's a stock 1959 Marshall. So we'll hear a few tunes, a few tones as well, with just the guitar straight into the amp. Then I'll use the hot mod. Then we'll hear the hot mod compared to the built-in extra tube gain stage that Jason at Headfirst added to my Marshall 2959. So basically, we'll hear the stock amp, we will hear not the hot mod, but the Quikmod on here, and then we will hear the extra gain stage in the amp, and I'll also boost it with an SD1 at various points in time. If that doesn't make sense, lucky for you, there are timestamps. Let's hear some tones. I don't mind it. I think it's more of a novel thing for me, though, because comparing it to the extra gain stage that's built into the amp, and I love that on that amp, Jason at Headfirst has made it so if I plug into the low input, I've just got the stock 1959. If I plug into the high input, I've got that extra gain stage in there. But this would have been pretty rad back in the day, especially if you didn't have access to a knowledgeable or good amp technician, and if you didn't want to try to do any of those mods yourself. I do like nowadays that the things like this, like the Hot Mod V2 and the Mr. Scary mod as well, that you can get, you install those in the back of the amp, you put the back plate of the amp on, and then you just plug it into the front of the amplifier, and you can kind of forget about it, and your amp still, feels like operating your amp. This definitely has that sort of mental thing in there where you go, I'm doing something really novel. I want it to sound a certain way. And I can see how this would have been, just a pain in the neck to have to cart around this and then the amp and still have, this thing going into the back of your amp on there and probably having to modify the backplate on there when, in reality, you could probably just use an EQ pedal or something like an SD one as a boost to get a little bit more gain, which is why I think so many people still did those back in the day and maybe why this didn't take off. Having said that, it was very cool to be able to play through something that I had only ever seen in like small little print adverts in old guitar magazines. So send Jace some love in the comment section below. Send Jason from Headfirst some love as well. His channel is amazing and he did such a great job with my amp. And I'll just play you all out with a few more little bits and pieces.